In this section, we're going to look at creating 5-figure summaries and using them to create something called a box plot. Now, a box plot doesn't appear in the National 5 course specifications anymore, but we're still going to go over it because it's really useful to help understand why we might need to create the quartiles. What do we use quartiles for? It'll also help you answer a lot of the past paper questions from old Intermediate 2 and credit papers, which used quartiles alongside box plots. So basically, a 5-figure summary is made up of 5 numbers, and the 5 numbers are basically your 3 quartiles, Q1, Q2 and Q3, plus 2 other values, which are simply your highest and lowest values. So we'll start looking at this first example where we're asked to make a 5-figure summary and then show the information in a box plot. So attendance at a weekly council meeting was recorded each week over an 11-week period, and each week the attendance figure was taken, so 23 people attended the first week, 26 people attended the week after that. So we're going to take these numbers here and we're going to try and create our 5-figure summary. As I said, your 5-figure summary is simply your quartiles plus 2 extra pieces at either end, which is your highest and lowest values. So we'll start by ordering this data so we can find our quartiles. Now, putting these numbers here in order, we should have 18, 19, 23, 23, 25, 26, another 26, 28, 29, 31 and 33. Counting up the numbers, see how many pieces of data we have here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, which matches what I expect. It's an 11-week period, so I'm expecting 11 pieces of data. We're going to then take my 11 and divide it by 4. Now 4 we know goes into 11 twice, remainder 3. So that means 2 values in each box and 3 remainders, so 3 circles. So I should have 4 boxes each with 2 in them, so a box, a remainder, 2 in a box, a remainder, 2 in a box, a remainder and 2 in a box. So this splits our data up, remember, into 4 sections. That's what the 3 quartiles do. It splits our data into 4 equal sections, which are in the boxes, and these values in between the boxes here are our quartiles. So Q1 is 23, Q2 is equal to 26, and Q3 is equal to 29. So quite a nice easy one to pick those values from. As I said, in these examples, what we also have to do is, because we're looking for a 5-figure summary rather than just the quartiles, we're also going to look at the lowest value in that data set when it's in order and the highest value. And underneath them, we're just going to write, well, under the 18, we're going to write lowest, L for lowest is 18, and H for highest is 33. And here we then have our 5-figure summary. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And these are the figures I require to make a box plot. Now, to make a box plot, the first thing we need to do is create a scale along the bottom. So along the bottom here, I'm going to draw a straight line. And I'm going to put a uniform scale on that. Now, looking at the largest and smallest values, my largest value is 33. My smallest value is 18, so I might go a bit either side of that. So say I'll go from 16 to 34 and maybe go up in 2s. So on my straight line, I'm going to start putting my uniform scale, evenly spacing these with a ruler. I don't have a ruler, so I'm just going to do my best. Let's see, we need roughly, let's see how we're getting on with these. Let's start at 16, going up in 2s, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32. So we need another one there, so I'll put that in there, 34. So again, the numbers along the bottom, quite often people make a mistake with this and they use the numbers up here. You'll notice this is just a normal number scale going up in 2s from somewhere just below the lowest value to somewhere just above the highest value. All I then need to do is start to mark off my lowest and highest values here. So let's start off with the lowest value, which is 18. And just above the 18 on the scale here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put just a small dash above the 18 like this. And I'm going to match that up at the other side with the highest value, which is 33. So something halfway between this 32 and 34. These marks are just to represent my highest and lowest value there. What I'll then do is I'll mark off my 3 quartiles, Q1, Q2 and Q3. And for these I use slightly longer lines. So 23 is my lower quartile, so that's halfway between my 22 and my 24 here. So a slightly longer line there. 26 is the next one to mark off, so again slightly longer line, and 29 is the last one, halfway between 28 and 30 here. Now you want to try and make sure these are all roughly the same length and line up. What I then do, the box plot, the box in the middle, the 3 quartiles, they form a box with a line in it. So I join up the top and the bottom of Q1 and Q3, and then from there I'm going to draw two lines out of the centre of those to join up with my highest and lowest value. Now, we've called this, at the title at the top here, a box plot. It's sometimes also referred to as a box and whisker plot, with this section in the middle here being the box and these two sections here being the whiskers. Now, even though we have at the bottom here a scale which matches up each of these quartiles and highest lowest values, they can be seen or read off quite easily from the scale. It's often good practice as well just to quickly above each of those put the marking in. So actually just say L equals 18, Q1 is 23, Q2 or the median is 26, Q3 is 29, and the highest value here is 33. That way, if there's any problems reading your scale, we can still read that off now. The other thing we need, like any graph, we need to have some sort of title. A box plot title, it tends to be that we see it at the bottom, just underneath the scale here, and this is, we'll just call it meeting attendance. So just underneath the line here, we'll put in the title attendance. And there we have our completed box plot. Now the idea of a box plot, and the reason we were kind of getting to draw these, is so we can see roughly how our data lies. So basically this first whisker here, this is 25% of our data is here between our 18 and 23. The next 25% of our data in between our 23 and 26. The next 25% and the final 25% of our data. It just allows us to very quickly have a glance at that.